No, and here we are already at week 5 of the 6 weeks to wellness. And I want to talk to you today about boundaries. We can find it quite hard to put boundaries in place and to actually say no. We've been kind of conditioned over the years to feel like we have to do everything that we're asked to do, and we can't say no. And that somehow in saying no, we're letting people down. But actually, it's really important to understand our own energy levels, our own bandwidth and capacity to take on more, and to set some really clear boundaries when around those so that when they're being breached, we can take action to prioritize and make our well-being at the center of what we're doing. And so this can be a really difficult thing to do because it's not a normal way of operating. I think especially those of us that are women, then we've always felt that we need to do everything and we need to run around and support everybody at home, at work, everywhere, and put ourselves last. But men, women, everyone needs to prioritize their own well-being, and it's okay to do so. And you can do it in some really simple ways that are gentle, that are non-confrontational, and that actually your bosses, your colleagues, your children, your families will actually appreciate when you are clear with them. But first of all, you need to understand what those boundaries are for yourself so that you can clearly communicate them. And then you'll find that it's much easier to actually put them in place and stick to them. So let's have some examples of some boundaries to give you some ideas of what I mean. So let's look at some boundaries you might want to put in around work and life balance. So how work affects your home life. So some ideas of some simple boundaries you could put in place here are things like once a week, you're going to actually leave work at 4 p.m. just once a week. And you choose which day it is. Let's say it's a Wednesday. Wednesday, you finish work at 4 and you leave the building and you leave all work behind. And that gives you more time to spend with your children, or it gives you more time to go and do something for your own well-being or to see a friend. And actually, that will stand you in really good stead to get more done the rest of the week because you'll be more productive in the time that you do allocate to working outside of the working day. Another example might be that you're not going to check work emails after 8 p.m. Now, hopefully, your school have got a really strong wellbeing charter in place, which says that there is no expectation on staff to respond to emails outside of expected hours. But just in case there isn't, you could set your own boundary of that you're not going to check work emails or do any work after 8 p.m. so that you've got a good window of opportunity to wind down before bed so that you get the right amount of sleep that you need to be on top form for the following day. So there's just a couple of examples of things that you can choose to put in place that are kind of rules that you're going to live by next year that are going to protect your well-being by creating a boundary between work and home life. There are many others I'm sure you can think of. Now let's think about some boundaries that you can put in place whilst you're actually at work. And this can feel more tricky than setting your own boundaries at home. So a physical boundary can be a good one here. So if you need a little bit of time to yourself to reflect or to crack on with a job that needs to get done, then physically close your classroom door at lunchtime or leave the building and go and sit in your car to do a job so that you're not getting interrupted or distracted by other people. And if you need to, maybe have a little sign that you put on your classroom door that says do not disturb. It's a really simple, non-confrontational thing to do, but you'll find that once your colleagues understand why you're doing it, maybe have that conversation with them, then they will give you that time and space that you need to just spend that time doing whatever you need doing, if it's only 5-10 minutes over lunchtime or before the day starts even, why not? Another one is around supporting your colleagues. So you've maybe got colleagues that you work with, that you're friends with, or that you've worked with for quite a long time now. And sometimes they might need to offload onto you, which is great if you are feeling strong and you're feeling that you're in a place where actually you can let them offload onto you. You're quite happy just to listen to them, and that's going to help them and it doesn't affect you. That's great. But if you're in a place where maybe you're struggling that week too, and you could do someone to offload with, or you don't have the bandwidth, you've got stuff going on at home and you really can't take on their complaints or issues at the same time, then, be really clear about that with them, but do it in a supportive, non-confrontational way. So have a stock phrase that you've got ready that you can say to them. So that might be, I really want to support you, but now's not a great time for me. Can we have a chat about this? And give them an alternative time when you think you will be able to help them. Or make a suggestion of something that they could do instead of just complaining about it. I'm not sure I'm the right person to help you with this. Have you been and spoken to someone else, and name that person who might be able to help you better? So deflect them onto someone else. And kind of following on from that, in terms of putting boundaries around colleagues, have something ready to say when you're asked to take on an extra task. And make it your stock response, so you don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to make a decision. So something like, thank you ever so much for thinking about me. Can I take some time to think about it? So never say yes on the spot. Have a stock phrase ready that you're going to use to give you some time and space so you can actually reflect and say, do I have capacity for this? Is there something else I can take on? Is it something I want to do? Is there perhaps another way that this could be done that doesn't involve more work for me or for anyone else? So yeah, have a stock phrase ready that gives you some time and space. And if you get a chance this week, I just encourage you to have a think about what I've said in this video. You might want to go back and listen to it again and just pick one thing that's going to be your boundary between home and work and that you're going to stick to. And also one boundary that you're going to have at work, even if that's just having a phrase that you have ready that you're going to use to give yourself time and space to make the right decision for you and your well-being come September. So I hope you found that helpful and thought-provoking. Do share in the WhatsApp group or reply to this email if you prefer to do it privately, and let me know if you've had any light bulb moments from this video, because I love to hear and I love for you to inspire and get ideas from the other people that are following this series too.